Very good. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the California 4-H Association's monthly webinar. And this month we're talking about, what are we talking about? What's it called, Kendra?
OneNote.
OneNote. And Kendra, and I don't know if Doreen is helping or part of the discussion. It's more informal, but this is, our monthly July topic. So Kendra, take it away.
Sure. So this came up because Dorina and I were sitting in a room working together, and we both saw that we each had OneNote open, and we saw how we used it differently. And then Dorina thought this would be a great association webinar, and I said okay. So I told Gemma, and then that's how this came about. So I have like no formal presentation or anything like that. I was just going to I'll share my screen in just a second, and I'll open my OneNote and show how I used it and the different things I've learned. And then I told Dorina she can jump in at any time, and if she wants to do the same, she can. I've watched a few videos on OneNote, and when I get those links, I'll put them into the chat pod. I have them on a OneNote page to show you. So I'll post those. I definitely do not use this tool to the extent that other people do, and I don't use all of its features. It's got a ton of different features, and it syncs to all of your different devices, which I don't do because my cell phone's personal, so I tend to not get onto OneNote on my cell phone, but it is an option if you wanted to do that. So some of you probably have no idea what OneNote even looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'll pull it up. So Dorina, can you shake your head? Do you see OneNote on my screen? Okay.
Let's see.
Are you
I
seeing?
do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Great. So let's see. If you look over here on the left-hand side, there's what's called notebooks, and you'll see that I have about 6 different notebooks. So I've named them different things. So I have some related to just my tasks, data management, statewide projects. This sticky notes was just something else I had where I just threw random stuff. Positive actions, a project I work on, and then some archive stuff that I keep and just to get out of the way. So when you start OneNote, you can have, you can start a new notebook. And so if I just start a new one, I'm going to put it, I think, on OneDrive, computer. I think it's computer. And I'll just call it new notebook. And then it creates a whole new one right here, and it's blank. And then there's these different sections, these tabs, so you can call them whatever you want. So I'll just call this tab 1 as an example. And then within the tabs, you can also have different pages. And so over here on the right are the different pages. So then I don't know why I have the draw tool on. I think it's, there we go, type. I was playing with the drawing tool earlier. So we'll just call this like July 2017 might be this page. And then I can add another page and call it, August 2017 or whatever. Oh, apparently this page got named with my dot. And I don't know how to change that at the moment, but that's not a big deal. We're gonna ignore that when I have the drawing tool on. So this is just a basic it's like a notebook essentially is how it's set up. So let me go to, yeah.
Sorry. How did you move those around? I didn't know where you grabbed that page from, and then how did you move them around?
The page or the tab or?
Where you wrote the July, they were little like.
Oh yeah, these boxes. So this is when you open a page, it automatically when you start. Let me open a new one or a new tab. So here at this top line, you can start typing a title here.
Okay.
Then you start just typing notes, and it creates a little box.
Oh.
And if I hit return, it stays in a little box. Or if I start typing over here, it creates another little box, and then you can just move them around. So it kind of just automatically puts those boxes in there. And so actually what I'll show you is I'm going to go, my main page is this current to do. And you'll see when I click here, there's a box, and then here's another box, and here's another one. And when I start typing up stuff, I kind of have it set up this way so it does put them all in a box that way, so I can move them around. Like this one is just kind of a note to myself, and I'll, month to month, I'll move it wherever I need it to go. I've made stuff over here as like my priority attention, so this box I might move over here to make sure that I continually look at this. But this is actually more just, a reminder to me, nothing I really need to worry about day to day. So I kind of just put it over here off to the side where I know that that's less important because it's on that way. That's just the way I've organized things. So it'll automatically kind of put your text into these text boxes. And I think it does that because of all of the drawing features and things that it has. So my main use for OneNote is this kind of monthly tracker to-do list. So as you'll see, I have the tab, it's called Current To Do. And then on the pages, as part of this tab, I have, this is last month. So I always keep 1 month with me, so I could go back because there's different things I haven't gotten done. This is this month. And then I've had just different things I know I'm not going to start until August or September. And so I go ahead and start those pages as soon as I have tasks for them. So I know it's already written down. It'll be there when I get to that month, and I don't have to go scrambling around to find the piece of paper I wrote it down or have to try to trust myself to remember it in September. I don't have to, it's there. And then this is other, just another project I've worked on or questions that I have, and I want it pretty readily available at all times. So this Current To Do tab is information that I pretty much just want in front of me at all times. So when I get into the office, I open Outlook and I open OneNote, and there are my notes to myself. And then at the end of each month, I just take some time to see, well, what I have done, what needs to be moved to the next month. And then all of my old tasks or all my old pages end up on this old tasks tab. And so then I could go back if I needed to. So for you academics who work on your AEs, I found that this is really useful. What I end up doing every year when I start working on my AEs is I print all of these pages from the past year and make sure that everything I've done is in my AE. So I can go back to May and see, okay, these are all the projects and different things I've worked on, and this is what I did in May. Is this in my AE, and here's April, here's March. So none of my notes end up getting lost or deleted. They're all just filed away somewhere else. So some other, I have other tabs of just things I need to do for, I do the human subjects review. I manage those at the state level. So if I have, I have changes I need to make in fall 2017. So here's notes to myself on what those need to do. Resources. Here's my OneNote videos. So I'll paste those in a minute. But the main page I have is just this cluster of evaluation resources. So whenever I find a website or get something through an email, I just copy it and throw it onto this page. And it's kind of a mess and not really organized, but at least it's all in one place for me. I have another one where it's kind of a calendar of different tasks that I'll refer to. So basically this tasks notebook for me is the main one that I work off of, and then I just keep it. It's all the information that I want readily available pretty much day to day. So these OneNote videos, I'm going to put these into the chat pod so you can watch them on your own time, and you can see some other ideas of how people use OneNote. So let's see. So again, I have, just different projects. I have, some notes. Some of them are older. Some of them I don't use as much. This was a project where it was a lot of data management, and I usually write handwritten notes on where the progress is, but then sometimes I can't read my notes, or sometimes I don't have things dated correctly. So I started trying to use this as just kind of a tracker of what I need to do, and here's an update to myself of what needs to be done and where I am. So I'll use it as that. Different statewide projects. I know Doreena's done something similar to this. This is the project. This is, you know, what my role is and where do we keep all of our documents, because there's so many different tools we use. You know, we might use Box, we might use Dropbox, we might use Google Drive or whatever. So, you know, I've recorded, well, where do we keep all of our different information and what's really my role as part of that project. You know, I keep a running list of newsletter ideas, some overall 4-H research questions in case that comes up. Again, for people who are working on papers or conference presentations, like for NAE 4HA, I coordinated 15 different proposals going in. And so I was keeping track of, you know, what were the proposals about and who was the lead and different things like that. Or the paper, what was the paper about, who was the lead, what's the status of that paper. Again, the sticky notes is just random little notes I have. And again, there's the little boxes. So there's the Ready Talk information or free conference call or Linda at my travel because I have to call her all the time or different things like that. I just throw into this kind of notes section just so they're somewhere. And then the archive tasks. These are really old and it goes on forever. I think it goes back about almost 5 years since I've been here. So, you know, I have everything here. So that's one thing I like. I'm not scrambling for paper. I do still use, I do like paper to write down on, and I like lists and I like being able to cross stuff off. So I do use that for some things short day to day. When I need to write down specific tasks that I know I'm going to get done pretty much that week. But then this is kind of an overall view of what needs to get done in the month. So for example, I have my online courses and I know I have to prep module 6. Well, I don't write down the specific details of what that means. I end up writing that down in person and crossing that out because I'm probably going to get it done in a day or within a week. But then I know, you know, that I'm working on it. So I also have a specific way that I organize these pages. So the way that my funding works is I have 65% of my time working on statewide evaluation, and then the other 35 is kind of split between different grants and special projects. And so this first column, I keep to be all those things that cover within that statewide, that 65% of my time. And so I put them here. And then this middle section, I do more for special projects or things that I also want to grab my attention because I feel like I'm going to start working on my AE 6 months early, although I do that every year. We'll see if that happens. So I'll put those kinds of special projects or something that I really want to start working on that month in this middle section where I'll see it right away. And then these, as I go further right, are kind of more long-term projects that will be repeated month to month. So it's really nice, like this box, I can copy it and then I can move it to August, which I know I'm going to need it there anyway, so might as well do it. So now I have the exact same box there for August. And so that's the kind of thing I tend to do at the end of the month is copy and paste those things over and see what continually needs to be worked on. I also have a color coding system I've created for myself. So pink means that things are in progress, that I've started them, I'm working on them. Blue means that it's done. So it's kind of like crossing it off. It's done. It's off my list. And green means I'm waiting for somebody else. So I got tired of having so much pink. And then I realized, well, a lot of things are pink because I'm waiting for somebody else to get back to me. And I actually cannot do anything until somebody else reviews something or whatnot. So I started using a different color for that just so I knew I'm not waiting on myself. I am waiting for somebody else. And then I recently started implementing orange or this light color orange for my student assistants because there's some stuff that they can do. And so I try to mark those and know that it's more for, I look at this list and I see a lot of things I need to do. So I started using orange as you know, your students can do this. This is okay. Don't have anxiety of over all the things you need to do. Somebody else can do this. So that's kind of just a color coding system I've decided to come up with for myself, and it's worked. It works pretty well. So that might be a way to use it. Let's see. Another feature I just learned about recently is that you can have emails. If you have an email with a lot of notes or a lot of instruction, you can have it put into OneNote, and you don't have to copy and paste it in there for you, or you don't have to copy and paste it yourself. So let me find the evaluation resources. So for example, this one is from an actual email from this Data Jam Toolkit newsletter. They sent an email, and I saw all of these resources, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do with all this? And where am I going to put it? So I actually look at it, and I thought, well, I want it on this page. And then I realized that in my email, you can actually do that. So I'll show you really quick what you do. So for example, here's the association announcement for this webinar. So if you look up here, if you have OneNote, then this little icon will be there, and you can just click OneNote, and then you ask it, you know, or it'll ask you where do you want it to go. And I'll just say, well, I want it to go to my resources, and I'm going to pick that it's going to go to the OneNote videos tab, and click OK. And then it pops up, and there it is. So there was the page I had before with just the videos, and now the email is there. So that's a pretty cool little thing that I like. And let's see, I did discover this morning that they have a bunch of drawing tools. So you can highlight, which I highlight very poorly, or you can draw if you want to circle something. And you can change the color and the thickness of that. You can erase it, and it's not going to erase the website. It's just going to erase the highlighting that I did. So if I decide I don't want this highlighted for whatever reason, I can sit here and make my wrist angry by erasing it all. It has all the basic like editing features of, oops, I have to go back and turn back the type. All the basic like features that you would expect for like adjusting the font and different things like that. So, you know, like this one I made purple and a little bit bigger. I have some old tasks where I have certain things in red, like that need to be done. So I'll make them bright red so that I see them and know they're important. You know, you can insert tables, you can insert different files, spreadsheets, diagrams, pictures. You can record video and audio and put them in here. The page templates, I found out you can make them look, there's all these different types of templates you can use. So like if you wanted it to look like lecture notes, it has, you know, a little organization there for that. And you can do, you know, spell check and, you know, viewing. You can have lined, or if you want lines, then it'll put lines there for you, and of different. It'll do different widths if you want. Trying to think. I thought of something else just now, and I completely forgot it. Oh, there's a search feature too. If you know you've typed something but you can't think of it, so I can type in like evaluation, and it's going to pull up all of the different pages and tabs that I have with the word evaluation. I would expect to see a lot more considering my job, but apparently I don't use the word very often. But you can see that I know I have 2 tabs that actually have it in the title, and then it's all in all of these pages. So I've seen the search feature, and I don't know why I've never used it or never really thought about it, but it's there. And then if you want to get rid of a page, it's easy to just delete it.
Kendra,
Yeah.
I think your microphone moved just a bit instead of the volume went down. There you
Sorry.
go.
So that's pretty much what I have for using OneNote. Darina, do you have any other ways that you use it? Do you want me to stop sharing so you can share your
Sure.
screen? Okay.
Well, why don't we wait for people to ask you some questions on
Oh,
what you
sure.
do so far?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. Does anybody have any questions?
You're a stellar educator.
Or they're like, I'm never going to use this.
All right, so I'll share how I use OneNote, and part of that is kind of an introduction and how I got to using OneNote. So this used to be my OneNote, or my OneNote has become what was my journal. And so my journal for work literally would have a date. Now, if you can see that, a date. I don't know what else is on there. Oh, and then there's what I did for the day. Because for me, in my academic position, I need to, at the end of the year, and for many of us in our positions, annual eval or program review, whatever it is that we're doing, we need to provide the information on what we did for the year. So I would track it in this old-fashioned kind of log, for like a scientific lab log. And this is how I would track my day. And when someone would come into my office and say, hey, Dorena, who's that contact person that you met over in such and such a community? And I'd have to thumb through this to find the person or something. And then I got tired of doing that and asked her about the software that she uses, which isn't OneNote. It's like OneNote. You remember what the...
There's Evernote. Well,
OneNote. Do you know the other? You froze. There you go.
So Dorina, are you saying that you could like type in a search and it would find that for you?
Bandwidth.
Yeah. Doreena's lagging a little bit, John. Hang on.
I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was Darina.
No, I think it's Doreena's connection.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
she's dropped
Oh
off.
no.
Yeah, sometimes up there in the north, they've got a bandwidth problem.
Welcome to rural Humboldt County.
Yeah.
It said my network bandwidth was low, and then I lost everybody.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm back.
You're back.
So I don't know. Anyway, so that was moving from here. I knew this wasn't working anymore. So then I went ahead and tried OneNote because it's free. And I think about OneNote like a more sophisticated version of this, because this doesn't have tabs except for my little tabs that I put in here. And it's not so easy to kind of break it down into multiple levels. So I'll share my OneNote with you. As soon as I bring it to my screen, then I'll share my screen with you. So you'll let me know, Kendra, if my screen comes up.
Okay.
Is it up?
It's saying, yep, there it is.
Excellent. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll show you, I tabbed over here on the far left. I right-clicked, I think. I'm using my left hand, so I don't know. But these are my different notebooks. And I think, I don't remember who's still on the call, but one of the notebooks I have Thomas, our program rep, our 4-H program rep, created for us, and I'll show that as well, which has been really helpful. But this is replacing what used to be my old notebook, comp notebook, and it's just Doreena's notebook. And literally what's in here is so I started this in September 2016, and so each month I have the tasks that I did for the day, because this is what I use when I'm writing my program review. So that's all this Dorina's notebook is just what I did during that day. And I don't put details here because I have another place for details. So my other notebooks, like my research notebook, oh, well, let me go back. So my Dorina notebook also has tabs that are webinars. I put both my positive youth development and my nutrition, family, consumer science webinars get dumped in here. Anything new with grants that for whatever reason didn't get in the right spot. Well, anyway, I don't have to explain these as much as say, these are the different ways I partition out information. So then if we go to something that has been extremely helpful for me, I created a notebook called Research. And in here are all the projects that I'm involved in or was involved in. And so this helps me keep my head straight on what I'm doing and when I'm supposed to do it. So all these tabs are the different projects for which I have some role or involvement in. And then I kind of ran out of space, so there's a few more projects in here. Some are since closed, some are still active. So it just depends on the project. And some of them, because I forget whose what project is, I remember, oh yeah, that information is stored on Google Drive or it's stored on Box. So I put up here information like the phone number, the access code, where the information is, because I don't remember it all the time. A little bit different than Kendra, but similar in kind of helping us remember where things are. And then, any questions so far? I mean, I don't have to keep blabbling on. Any questions anybody have? I can slow down or speed it up.
When you were lagging, when your bandwidth broke, John had a question. John, do you want to ask your question again?
I'm afraid to ask. I don't want to break her bandwidth, but, but you were speaking. You said that rather than thumbing through your old journal to find something, so is there like a search box that you could type something in and it could look it up rather than you, as you said, twirling through your pages?
Yeah. So can you see my page, John?
Yes, I see where you're marking it now.
Okay, so over here in the upper right-hand corner is search box. So I'm going to click on that search box and type in Hoopa. So, and I want it to either find it in all my notebooks, which is what it's telling me right now. It's looking in all my notebooks. But if I thought, no, actually, I only need it in a certain notebook, I can specify this notebook or this section or other notebooks. But it's searched in all my notebooks, and it'll tell me where the word Hoopa shows up in my notebooks. And then I know that word will get me to that person that somebody was asking me about when I had this old system. I know that word, I don't remember the person's name, but I know Hoopa, where they live, will get me to that place. So then I would just, go, well, which one would it be in here? So I would just kind of fumble around a little bit maybe, or I'd remember, no, it's definitely going to be in the March 2017. And then what's highlighted here is the word that I searched for. Can you see that, John?
Yes.
So then I go, well, actually, no, that's not the name of the person. So then I'd go back to my search and try to get back to the person that I was looking for, which I don't have to do here as much as show you that each time the word shows up, it'll tell me where to find my search word.
Okay.
So if I don't find the information I need, go ahead, sorry.
No, I got it. That's a nice feature.
Yeah, it really is. For me, it's huge. It sure beats the heck out of thumbing through this thing and going, darn it, where is that? Yeah, for me, this has helped a tremendous amount.
The color tabs have up
okay.
there almost look the same color on your notebook circles, so that's pretty impressive.
No.
That was not selected by me, but good observation, John.
And you can change the colors of your notebooks too.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done it for some of them because there's some of the colors on OneNote that I don't like. And so I thought, well, if I have to be the one to look at this every day, I'm going to make it what color I want to make it. So,
Right.
yeah, I've changed it. You know, the ones that I have to see every day, I've changed to like my favorite colors. So, and that kind of helped with the color coding too, that I like blue. And so I wanted to see mostly blue on my page. So that way, you know, I could, when I got stuff done, that's why it's blue, because then I can see towards the end of the month, I'm like, oh, there's so much blue, or there's not enough blue, get stuff done.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Can you show your, oh yeah, you're going to
Go
show
ahead.
your team notebook, right?
Yes.
That was
so
something, yeah.
Thomas Stratton, our program rep, created this. And this is actually stored on a cloud. And what we haven't been able to figure out, so let's try it. Let's go ahead and do this. I need to try to sync this. Whoops. Sync this notebook now and see if it works. So that little green circle with white arrows said that I've actually checked in or updated this notebook, but obviously it didn't update. So there's a glitch here that I'm having that Thomas is trying to help me fix, but in the ideal world, Thomas's additions he makes at his computer down the hall, which show up here on the tasks that he and I need to be aware of and or are working on together, or I need his, notes on something, whatever it is, whatever communications I need to have with him, we put our notes here. And when I sync it, supposedly, but it isn't, it will update on my side from work he's done and vice versa. When I add to this, it'll update on his side. Mm-hmm. He's also put in here, and then he created these little boxes. So he showed me how to do that, but I can't remember how to do that, but I think it's fairly easy. So the little boxes and the check marks are things that he added, which helps a lot. I really like that little addition he put in there. And then under Humboldt County Management Team, which would be, there's nothing, but if I synced it, there'd be something. And I think he's working with a couple of folks on the management team who use OneNote so that there can be these task lists that they work on together, as well as at Del Norte County Council. The check-ins, though, is for Thomas and I on keeping up on what we need to get done together, and or what he needs for me to get done, or what I need for him to get done. So this has been very helpful, and it'll be even more helpful when I can sync this thing because I'm a little behind. So if that resonates with any of you, if there's program reps on the call, I would encourage you to connect with Thomas or me on how to do this. But Thomas is the one that created this notebook.
Dorina, if you go up to the top and go over to the right where it says to-do tag, that's how you create the little box.
Oh, I was so impressed with him. Look at that. It's just a little click.
It literally is. I just tried it out. I clicked it and there it goes. A little box popped up.
Okay, cool.
So there you go.
Cool.
There's now you know how to make it.
And you can see, so from Kendra's to mine, whether it's this checklist Thomas and I have or my notebook, I'm not using OneNote rather. EndNote, isn't it? OneNote in the same way that Kendra does. And it was nice to be able to see how she used it, because I thought, I could, there's so much more that I could use this software, but I haven't done it yet. So it really is nice to see other people's work with OneNote to see what are the possibilities. And I have added images, I've added PDFs and images, but I can't find them. So maybe I thought I added them and I didn't. I was going to try to find them for everybody, but it doesn't, seems I can't find them. So, any questions or? This is not mine. This is a OneNote example of how one can work with this. But yeah. Oh, so that was what I was going to do. So as I was saying, what I'm not obviously successfully doing is one can sync this for all notebooks, one notebook, whatever you want to sync with OneDrive. Is it called OneDrive in Microsoft? Okay, with OneDrive, so that you can access this somewhere else, not while you're sitting at work. So I do that. It works internally for me, but Thomas and I can't get it to work between us. So we're having a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, I've done it before where I've previously on my home computer. I did syncing, and so then it would just share between my home device and work. So when you can get it to work, it is nice if you want to use it for both of those. Yeah.
And I haven't taken the time. There are a lot of resources to get started and get going. When you first get on OneNote, you'll get some nice opportunities like this page is showing on how to get started and how to get it working. So I find the support pretty extensive. And then independent of Microsoft, there's even YouTube videos that are not Microsoft. They're just people like me and you that create videos on how they use OneNote. So there's a lot of tools out there. Here's OneNote Basics. So it even shows here, collaborate with others. That's what I need to spend time on. I'm figuring out how to do that part. Any questions, comments, concerns, feedback? Oh, Dorina, you really should organize your stuff like this. I would love to hear it. Like, I've never done this, clip from the web and dumped it onto OneNote. But if one can do it, I've just never done it. So, yeah. Integrate with Outlook, Kendra was talking about.
Yeah, so I just discovered that if you, like, some people prefer those Outlook tasks. So if you have something on OneNote and you highlight it and then click the Outlook tasks button, it'll pop up Outlook to create a task for you. Or you can get, the meeting details from Outlook into OneNote or vice versa. So, all the Microsoft suite, products will talk to each other and integrate together. So it's kind of nice. Like, if you can, I've found that it just feels very similar to Word in terms of the way I use it, in terms of formatting and things like that. And so it's really easy to use it, but then it's all like one giant notebook, essentially, rather than a million documents spread all over the place in different folders.
Yeah. All right. I think those are really, I think that's kind of it for how I use OneNote. I'm trying to think. So in here, what else? I mean, I've fumbled through this software at times, and that's been okay. It's pretty stealth worthy in that when I make mistakes and so forth, I haven't lost everything, which is my biggest fear. If I no longer have this, paper version of something, like, oh my gosh, I gotta make sure I have everything.
Mhm.
So I have backed it up, but it's also always been there when I think I've really screwed up. So
Mhm.
that's been helpful for me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Any questions, anyone? All right. We're stellar, Dorina.
Again, it is always learning, continually learning process for me.
Hmm.
It's taken me a little while, but I'm getting better.
All right.
All right.
Well, I don't know if Gemma, are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We'll let you take charge.
Okay, great. Let me see if I can undo myself. There we are. Okay, cool. So that concludes our session today. And this will be, obviously it was recorded, so we'll post it on the association website with the rest of them. And thank you, Kendra and Dorina, for leading us through that. Catherine Montano said it was great. She had to leave early, but I just wanted to share with you a little chat. She was appreciative of your time this morning.
Great.
And then,
Thank
so that's it for today, everyone. So
All right.
All right.
have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Great. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.